We wouldn't be talking about this One Love premiere quite as much if Harry and Meghan hadn't stepped on the scene. And if it leads to opportunities for them, well, that's how the business works. I hate to break it to you. There aren't any dusty old books of who's descended from whom that that don't acknowledge whether you have any aptitude or talent for whatever projects you're up to, right? That would give someone like an Angela Levin or other parties a leg up. That's not how it works here, right? Free market capitalism, right? And if you have opportunities and relationships, that's gold. And if you're able to give value mutually, then that's a win-win. Yes, young, diverse audience, but I don't agree that, Harry and Meghan don't care what Brits think. That's not true. Brits are a portion of their global audience for Invictus, for Archwell, for all of their television, podcast, film, television projects, all across the map. And certainly everyone, including the Daily Mail, is consuming all the delicious photographs and videos that trip to Jamaica generated, right? Inches in the newspaper, the digital version. I'm talking about it now. That is good for the Daily Mail. And why? Because Harry and Meghan remain interesting. They're not hiding away. They're not tucked away, out of sight with suspicious scandals and traumas, and nobody knows what's going on. No, they take time to themselves and for their family, and then they pop out like any normal adult business person. You're in the business and you do business things. A high-ranking Democratic Party source in the U.S. said the optics of this week's visit would be good for Meghan, who is known to have political ambitions. Well, she's from California and a registered voter, so take that. Anyone who lives in America has an interest in politics, in things being done for the public good. And I think that lines up beautifully not only with her professional career, but also with her philanthropy. Capiche? It's an election year, and Meghan will be actively involved in the anti-Trump campaign. I think that Trump is a non-factor. I think that anyone who lives in America is, of course, concerned about the public commonwealth. You like that word? Right? Trump is falling on a million swords. Financially, court-wise, something about people in the White House dispensing scheduled pharmaceuticals. I just can't keep up. There's so much scandal and craziness. Something about Russian nationals doing insider trading based on how Truth Social and other, sort of social media Trump businesses were being handled. It boggles the mind. So if anyone out there in Britland, if Angela Levin and, all these muckrakers at these British rags think that Trump is the horse to beat, you've got another thing coming. It'll never happen. It's an election year. This week made her look cool and relevant. You know why? Because she is cool and relevant. The Sussexes have warm ties to Jamaica in stark contrast to the Prince and Princess of Wales, who were accused of looking colonial during their last state visit in 2022 when they drove past locals in an open-topped Land Rover and shook hands with well-wishers through a metal fence. Oh, those pictures, the optics were devastating. The video of Kate Middleton in particular recoiling from dignitaries in the Caribbean, even from Obama. Please give me an explanation. It is crazy. When asked why he chose to attend Tuesday's premiere, Harry replied, "I had to be here." Ex-Suits actress Meghan enjoyed childhood holidays in Jamaica and wed first husband Trevor Ingleson on the island in 2011. Her estranged father, Thomas, told the MOS, how he proudly walked her down the aisle at the beach wedding, but was later shocked when guests were given party favors. While this week's visit caused consternation in the UK, renewing calls for the Sussexes to be stripped of their royal titles. In Jamaica, it served to focus attention on next year's referendum, which will include a vote on a demand for reparations for Britain's involvement in the slave trade. Talk about that, Angela Levin. Talk about where the British royal family's wealth came from. Talk about that. That should keep you busy. Not worried about Meghan's former husband or what their business is all about. You know, the shocking scarcity of facts in her reporting about Paramount Pictures and their business is, well, in America, she might not be employed any longer. You know what I mean? Like, we have standards. I know over there it's, kind of friendships and, people who do your bidding, they can, be in play forever. It doesn't matter how many facts they get wrong. It doesn't matter how they bend the truth or the facts of the matter. But, we're discerning enough to pick it apart. Don't worry. A spokesman for Prime Minister Mr. Holness said Jamaica is in the midst of a constitutional reform process. We will allow that to take its course. Dr. Rosalia Hamilton, an activist who organized protests during William and Kate's 2022 visit, said Harry and Meghan were a sideshow from the deeper issues. She said, "For me, their presence and being part of this conversation is a distraction to the core issues we're confronting, such as what exactly these reforms will look like. That's the focus." Olivia Grange, well, that's kind of a pot shot. How are they a sideshow if it brings global attention to Jamaica's grievances? Olivia Grange, Jamaica's culture minister, said it spoke volumes about Harry and Meghan's love for the country that they came such a long way to attend the One Love premiere. Asked why they got a warmer reception than William and Kate, Ms. Grange said that the answer was simple. Jamaicans love them, right? People can tell. They can tell what the vibes are. People can tell if you're, being inaccessible and from on high and acting terrified, right? I've posted the photos myself. I couldn't believe it. To behave that way on photographs and on video recordings is bananas. But I can't wait to see the film, right? What is that film? The Harder They Fall, years ago, with another famous reggae star. There's been some indie work in this space, but I hope it's a great film. Can't wait to see promo and content from Paramount. But hooray, Harry and Meghan. It has given folks in the social media space something to chew on.